Well, today we're going to look at error checking, and then we'll also look at how to use the Unity documentation. So I'm gonna create an application to divide two numbers. So nothing too exciting. So right click over here, and I'm gonna choose user interface, and I'll choose text or input field. Put my mouse over here, press F for focus. See where it's at. It's down there. I'm going to do my move tool. Just move that up. Press F again. Okay. Then on the canvas here, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to choose user interface and choose input field again. Right click on canvas again, choose user interface and input field again. So this one is right there. And then this one is where my answer is going to be. Okay, so then we need an empty. So I'll right click over here, choose create empty. That's where I'm putting my code at. I got three input fields. I guess I ought to give them meaningful names. This first one is num1. This one I'll call num2. This one I'll call answer. Okay, so go back to my empty, this game object. Click add component. I'll click new script. And call it math calculation. Double click math calculation down here in my assets. Maybe. Did I click it? Yeah, I did. I'm really bad about not focusing on checking for errors, and that is kind of an important piece. Some semesters it seems like I even forget to cover it all together since I don't focus on it, which is a flaw. Okay, so up here I'm going to bring in the libraries for the user interface. So I'm using Unity.ui. Here, I want to have three input fields: public, input, input field, num1. I don't enjoy it when you pop up like that. Num1, public, input field, num2, public, input field, answer. I'm going to get rid of the start because I don't think I need that. Okay. Now if I save that, now if I come back over to Unity, maybe. Oh, I don't have game object shows. Okay. Num1. There it is. Num1, num2, and answer. And so I'll drag num1 from the canvas side there under my hierarchy over to the num1 here. I'll drag the num2 over to the num2. And I'll drag answer over to answer. So that'll make our connection automatically. Makes it so easy to work with. Then over here, when I update, so run again through each game cycle, I'm going to get num1, num2, and compute the answer. So num1, what do I want those? Shouldn't call them same name. N1, N2, and ANS for answer. Okay, N1 is equal to num1 dot text. N2 is equal to num2 dot text. And answer is going to equal to N1 divided by N2. Yeah, what did I forget to type the string to integer? These are ints. These are coming as strings. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see. Parse. No, guess not. Does not exist in the current context. Was it int? No memory. Now I would have sworn that had to be capital. Oh, was it? Okay. Okay, let's try this one more time. We just can start over here. Equals int integer int parse. There it is. Int. Num1 dot text. N2 is equal to int dot parse. Num2 dot text. And we already got an answer in there. Then I'll write that back up. So say Answer.text is equal to answer.toString. Save that. And I'm going to save this just in case it crashes. I expect it to blow up. So just to make sure I got all my bases covered. Well, that's just strange. Oh, yeah, it did blow up. Format exception. Input string was not in correct format. Where can I see that at? Ah, good, here. Format exception. Input string was not in correct format. Do you know what our problem was? This right here, bring in this and this, it does it through every game cycle no matter what, even if I don't have a number there. And so by not having numbers there, it tries to convert blank or null to an integer. And I wasn't sure what error message would pop up, but this looks like what it is format exception. Okay, now over here, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to demonstrate this. We're going to put exception handling in there. How do you handle it gracefully instead of having it blow up? Well, we do a try, and then our code goes here. That's actually going to like retrieve the information from our text field, and then this catch will catch the error. And this where it says some specific exception, what we're going to put there is the exact name you saw down here, format exception. Most of these will give you the name. You just have to make it blow up, and then you get that name. Okay, so we'll come back to here. I'm going to do a try. I think I put curly braces. I'm not sure about that, but I think I do. Like that. And catch. And if you start typing it, see, I expected that to come up, but maybe I have to import something. Format exception. Show potential fixes. Using systems. We need a using system at the top. Because these are standard errors that come with the system. They're not specifically like to the Unity engine. If I was over, well, you see where I'm at. I'm not in Unity. I went over to bring up C Sharp's documentation, so I could show that. Okay, so now if it blows up with a format exception, we can handle it appropriately, whatever that means. Maybe handling it appropriately means to put a number there. I don't know. Maybe it means do nothing. But let's say num1.text is equal to 3, and num2.text is equal to 3. Okay, so I'll save that. Now if I come over here, I got clear on play. Okay, so let me run it again. And see if I did that correctly. The name has to match exactly, but the fact that it found it, then that should be fine. Now you see our error isn't popping up anymore. Now it's constantly doing 3 divided by 3. Gives us 1. Let's come here and change that to a 0. And now it's doing a divide by 0 exception over and over. Okay, so now that I got that name, then I could put another catch here. And divide by 0 exception. Divide by, there it is. So I'll do a tab and do the code completion. And I don't know if I can use E again. Let me try it. Guess I can. And maybe at that point, I'm just going to do some, doesn't make a whole lot of sense maybe, but I'll put 3 in the num2. So it won't do my division by 0 anymore. And again, I know that doesn't make any sense there. What might be more appropriate in that case is you have something that like an error message here. Maybe put it on your answer. I guess we could do that. Answer.text equals cannot divide by 0. Now, I'm curious what this will do, because at this point, this is, no, it's doing the division. It should bomb off right here. So it shouldn't even get to this line of code. So what it does, it goes through here sequentially, goes through these lines until it blows up. And when this blows up, then it comes down to the appropriate catch and continues processing. Okay, so let's run this now. No errors. Let me change this one to 0. It says cannot divide by 0. Let me change it to A. That's curious. Let me change it to A. Put this one. Change this to David. See what my code's doing. I'm setting 3 if it blows up on format exception. So format exception obviously would be if I put in a letter too. That's a format exception error. Now, I don't know if I could find the error codes or not. By the way, there's a finally option. So like it's doing this code here until it blows up, if it does blow up. Then it'll come down here, it'll do whatever code based upon what you caused it to crash with. And then after that's done, it'll come down here and do this code no matter what. So finally it'll do that. That's where you can create your own exception. Over. There it is. See exceptions. I think this is it. These are all things could possibly blow up. Arithmetic exception, array type mismatch exception, divide by zero, index out of range. This is like an array where you're going too far. Invalid cast exception, null reference, out of memory exception. Seems like I've had some memory issues maybe. Don't know exactly. Did Snagit just crash in the previous class? It did, didn't it? Lost the video. Well, what happened is that something went wrong, which means it had one of these exceptions you see listed here. They did not program for it. Proper programming would have meant when you ran out of memory, you handled it appropriately. You just didn't let your application crash. But many programmers are like me. They don't put enough thought, enough time into this error exception handling. I don't even know how you create an out of memory with what I'm doing here. I suppose you could download a program that would sit there and consume memory in the background. And so then Unity by default, even though it wasn't using a lot of memory, would crash. And you could then program how to handle that. Does that make sense on the try catch? Best way I know of is you try to break it. So you write your program and then you try to break it and you see what exception comes up. Because I mean, it makes sense, I guess, when I think about it, but I probably would not have thought that A would give you a format exception. I thought it'd be like some kind of error about your data types. But obviously, I'd be wrong. Okay. Let me get rid of that now. That showed the error handling. Now we're going to take a look at how documentation. And see, the C# documentation is not bad. Once you get used to how to read these, you find them invaluable to go look up, because a lot of times they even give you examples and so forth. Here's a C# guide. You see they even have tutorials, how to do different things in it. Okay. You've heard me whining over and over about the changes that Unity keeps pushing out and so forth, and how what I'm using this semester isn't the same as previous semesters and so forth. Well, the nice part about Unity is that once you get to your documentation, and it's just docs.unity3d.com, and I went into the script reference, but there's a version up here. You can do this drop down. And so they got a bunch of different versions you can go out and check. So if they've changed something documentation wise, and you look at it, it's like, well, that doesn't work. You're probably in the wrong version. And I don't even know what version I'm on. I just chose this. Should be good enough. Now over here, by the way, I couldn't find the text to speech option. I don't think there is one, which I was disappointed in. But I looked this weekend, I could not locate it. Now there are add-ins to the system that will do that, but I haven't looked at those yet. One that seemed to pop up a lot was I think IBM's Watson or something. But I'll see if I can find that out for next time. Now here, this is photo capture. And it gives you a description, captures a photo from the web camera and stores it on memory or on disk. Demonstrates how to take a photo using the photo capture functionality displayed on a Unity game object. Maybe you'd want to take a picture of the person. They're trying to create their profile or something. And so with your game, you're going to take a picture of it and then save it to disk or do something with it. Suppose you're real clever with this, you could probably even take a picture of the player and put their head on top of your characters, where the character is. Okay, so we're gonna see how to do this. We're gonna create we already got an empty. Okay, so we're back here. Remember, we got our empty. That's running the math calculation, which is right here. I'm gonna get rid of those. I don't need the user interface here. I'm going to copy these 2 lines of code. The examples they give you is kind of a starting place. That goes right underneath my public class. So go right here. Now when this pops up, we need a using up above. So if I click it, that's, or not click that, but click the show potential fixes. That's probably your easiest way to figure out what using to put there. Here we got using Unity engine.xr.wsa.webcam. So if I click that, that'll put it up there. We'll have to add a link also. Now this, they tell us, goes in our start. So I'll highlight all those. I don't have a start because I wiped it out, but I'll come down here and just type void start. That'll put it back for me. I don't know why it throws a private on there, but you can get rid of that. And I'll paste that in there. Now this is going to be referring to other code we're going to put there. That one will too. So I'm come down here. I'm going to highlight these. Void uncaptured photo memory. Make sure I don't grab the last little curly brace. Right click on that, copy, and then come over here and paste. Excuse me. Okay, so this one didn't go away. So if I go straight down and go to the left, show potential fixes, you see there's a using system link. And that'll put that up here at the top. So it makes it coding really easy if you get those red squigglies. Now let's save this and run it, and then I'll show you what it's doing, and then we'll see how to maybe change it and talk a little bit about what it's doing. Failed capturing photo. That's not good. Well, let me stop my video and try it again. When I played with this, I didn't have my webcam running. That's interesting. No error, no nothing, just doesn't work. Unless I'm not waiting long enough. Well, let's go put a debugger in here. See if it's even getting here. Okay, so this one right here, I'll put a debug in there. Look attached to Unity. Okay, so it is getting here. I'm gonna go line by line on this and see if there's anything that jumps out at me. Let's see, where is it? Step into F11. Well, go here and run continue. Okay, so I got down to there. Down to here. Down to there. Activate the camera. Take the picture. Hmm. Okay, so it's getting down there. Continue. Hmm. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is there. Never mind. Okay, I wonder if it's working or just can't see it because quad's not on our screen. Ah, there it is. That was the problem. It's so small. So it's on the screen, it's just so small I can't see it. Now that is bizarre. It wasn't real small. Of course, I didn't do this with a canvas on there. Let me get rid of the canvas. Ah, get rid of all breakpoints. Debug, clear all breakpoints. Save, delete all breakpoints. Yes. Continue. I don't really know why that's not appearing on that. Oh well. What I want to do on that, let's see, that's oh, that's way out there. 0, 0, 0. What if that's a issue? The placement looked right on that. It wasn't way out there. Oops. Okay, that's what it should do. So I guess the script is set up to put it where your code is located at. Now, what I'm wondering when I was putting that code in is if I could add on a game object, 3D object, in my own quad, and then attach it to this. Okay, so this one's called quad. Question is where it's located at, but hopefully we don't need to know that. And up here, let me see. Changes not allowed. My code is running. Okay, stop running. Quad Q. Show potential fixes. So what in the world's a quad? Just a game object. Okay. So up here, I'm going to declare a game object called quad. I need to make it public. Where did I put that at? Public in front of it. Like that. Then down here, since I named it the same as what this is called, then I should be able to use that theory. Create primitive. I don't want to create a primitive. Use component renderer. I wonder if that's all I need. Let me save that. And over here, once my script comes back, I go to empty. There it goes. Okay, so game object. I now have a quad here. I can drag and drop this quad onto here. And now let's run it and see if it appears in that. Well, it appeared in there, but it wasn't the size I thought it should be. Local position 003. Quad dot transform dot local scale equals new vector 3, I think, 0 or 3F, 3F, 3F. Let's try that one. In theory, that should make it 3 times as big. Unless it's actually controlled by the webcam. That is bigger. Okay. Let's take a look at the code a little bit closer now that we got it working and everything. Um, they got an object defined called photo capture. That's our photo capture object. We're applying it to a texture 2D. And then I'm making this association between that and our quad so we can then put on our quad that we created. And I don't know why it resets the size of it, but we will see when we go through this. So resolution, camera resolution, sets up the supported resolutions, order by descending first. Couldn't tell you what all that does. Don't need to know what all that does, not unless I really want to tweak it. Target texture, new texture 2D, making the same width and height as the camera resolution. What if I could hard code that? What is a resolution? It's a structure. Camera resolution dot width equals 1000, probably F, I had to guess. Camera resolution dot height equals 1000 F. Cannot convert from type float to an integer. So I would have guessed wrong about the F. Okay. Webcam might not have this capability. Yeah, it didn't look like it had that kind of capability. What this appears to be doing is for your camera resolutions going out to the photo capture, and it's going through all the sorted resolutions, order by descending, and then it's multiplying these two together. Which should, if it's descending, that means your largest values are first, and then when you do the dot first, it should pick out your largest supported resolution. In theory, if I choose the last, it should choose my smallest resolution. Let's see what it looks like with that. And this isn't working because that's not a supported resolution for my webcam. You can put whatever numbers you want in there, but if your webcam doesn't support it, then it doesn't do any good. Let's see, did I click it? Looks like the same size as the other one, doesn't it? Okay. Looks like it just has limited capability from what I can see. Though I'm sure there is some way to change it, just not easily. Okay, so we got our create a photo capture object. We go through, do all that, activate the camera, take a picture. I can move this activate the camera, take a picture down to the update. In theory, some of this is only defined within the start, which creates a problem. So let's come up here. This resolution, camera resolution, I want to declare that up here. Resolution, little c, camera resolution. Now, whether the camera remained ready the entire time is questionable. Target texture already got up here. Looks like nothing else I declared there. So let me take these two, cut them. And paste them down here in this update. Does not exist in the photo capture object. Photo capture object. Oh, I see. I think it's declared right here. Photo capture object. I don't think I need this now. We'll see. I could break it so it won't even work, but at least you saw it work one time. Photo capture object. Let's see, Control C. Let me get back to point where it's working. Well, it's not going to work like I want, but that's okay. Let me just go ahead and copy everything here in the start. Cut that. And put it in its own separate method. Method, not method, void. Cam. Okay, so I got all that in there. No red squigglies. That's okay then. See, I thought by splitting it up, that part of it would get the camera ready so it'd do it faster when I took a picture. That's what my hope was, but it didn't work very well. So now an update down here. I can say if input dot get key down and P for picture, I guess. P code dot P for picture. Then I want to call that what do I call it? Cam. Better. So say that. Okay, let me do a P now. Still so slow. Maybe if I have it in both places, the one will get it ready. That might be an idea to try. And it could be this won't be fast, no matter what I want. What am I copying that for? Cam, like that. But really, I don't want to take a picture. So let me change it to a flag. So I'm gonna pass in no for taking a picture. Down here, I'm passing yes for taking a picture. So up here, I'll bring in string choice. And boy, that's broke a lot. Oh, I got there. And then down here, I'm going to say if choice equals yes. I might have to do a dot equals. I don't know. Then I want to take the picture. Okay, Control Z. Okay, so beginning curly brace, get rid of that one. Come down here. That goes with. See, that's why I hate having these curly braces here at the end. I can't see what in the world it goes with. Okay, so those two I think go together, which means this curly brace has to be right here. Okay. Now in theory, it should work. This is going slow. Looks like I clicked it. There it goes. Okay, so I'm assuming it's processed. It's now ready. Let me do a P. Do another P. See, I move to the side. Do another P. Move to the side again. Now that is this photo capture here. Down here, you see there's a video capture. It says records a video from the web camera directly to disk. Final video recording will be stored in the file system in the MP4 format. Example below records a 5-second video to the file system. So it's got a public class here. It's got all these. Looks like the start video capture test is underneath the start. Okay. And this is where you can tell what path to go to and so forth. Now, what I want you to do for assignment on this is if you have a webcam, you don't have to choose this one, but go through and implement this video capture. Don't just do it like exactly how they indicate here. Change it. Instead of it being run in the start, when the word you ever run it in the start, they're just doing that to demonstrate the code. Then put it behind a button click. Maybe change the timing. Maybe ask them what the timing will be. You can put that into a input field. I'm leaving that pretty vague because I'll leave that up to you. Now, if you don't have a webcam or you just want to choose something different, then go through here and look at these other items and see what you'd like to try to implement and work with the code and implement it. The goal of here is that you get used to working with this documentation because it'll save you a lot of time, a lot of headaches if you know how to do that. Questions on what I'm looking for there? Okay. I'll go ahead and stop recording then. You can have the rest of time to work on it. It's only 10 minutes left, but